The Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction Party will hold a press conference this afternoon. The press conference will be held in Talinding at Bakari Tombong Jatta's residence at 3 p.m. Burning issues such as Court of Appeal ruling on asset sales of the Janet Commission will be dilated along with other trending issues. On the line with us this morning is the Deputy Spokesperson and Secretary Dudu Ja. Good morning, Mr. Ja, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you very much. Happy to be on the program. Good morning, Africa.
We understand that you're supposed to hold a press conference this afternoon. Tell us, about what more we are expecting. We understand that you did mention that you are going to talk about the ruling on the Courts of Appeal. But what more are we to expect in today's press conference?
Thank you very much. Besides the ruling of the Court of Appeal, there are a lot of other burning issues in the country that need to be talked about. From the closure of Banjul Breweries, commonly known as Julburu, known by many, but we'll dilate on that. And we've also received some information about workers in Basse that were brutalized or marginalized by these Chinese that are, undergoing the construction of the bridge and roads. But we feel these are also issues we need to talk about. And for the past 2 days, people have rumored about the proposed take data, and there are people who are alleging it to APRC have some elections. We'll do some clarification. These and a host of other issues that are affecting Gambians will be highlighted.
Interesting there, and that audio has been trending over the past days, so which is attributed to the APRC, like you've just mentioned. So what are the key clarifications that we have to expect from the party?
Honestly, audios are audios, and it cannot be tied to the party. None of the executive members were involved, and names were not mentioned that directly came to APRC. But what they are alleging is the 2 audios that went viral, those were made by APRC supporters. So being a supporter does not mean that whatever you do or say, it comes from the party. So this is something that people need to take heed. And propaganda is propaganda. It's created. And if you look at the case scenario, 22 years of Jammeh, a lot of propagandas were there, and which many people never cried foul. They took it as normal. The likes of journalists Panderim Bai in the US did a lot of propagandas. The likes of Esa Bokarsi did a lot of propaganda against Jammeh, talked about proposed coup d'etats and the like. But we've seen that this president has employed him and given him a job. So this is nothing new. And by then, when it was done, it was never tied to any single political issue. So why now do they have to tie everything to APRC? It's really funny.
Interesting. And like I said before, you also expected to talk about matters of the, court ruling from the Court of Appeal. The Jammeh assets should not be sold. How will this affect the party, really?
It's definitely not affecting the party. We've been talking about this many years ago, or I can say since this Janet Commission started. At the same very studios, I was once invited at Eyeafrica TV, and I did talk about it, that what they were doing was illegal. During the procession of the Janet Commission, they started selling some of these assets, which according to law was definitely wrong. When I said this, I think it was last year, and I have this video, a short one, about 9 minutes, where I talked about it, and I definitely debunked what the Janet Commission was doing. So today, the Court of Appeal has only proved us right. When we talked about it by then, most people just thought we were ranting on social media. We had no grounds. We were just talking for the sake of talking. But today, at least the whole world knows that what we were saying, we were absolutely right.
Interesting. Will you consider the court's decision to reclaim what really belongs to your party?
But of course, what belongs to the party belongs to the party. What belongs to the former head of state is a different case scenario. There are people who say that the party must take its stance, but we must remind them we are a party, and we are only entitled to what belongs to the party. A government is a government. What transpired in the previous government, the people involved, they are the ones who could stand outright and to proclaim it. Unless a power of attorney is sent to the party for us to represent them. But if that is not done, we don't have any rights to claim any property that were under government. But what belongs to the party will do everything in our assets.
So what exactly is the APRC action from the government specifically?
First of all, the assets of the party itself, they took our vehicles, which amounted to 40-something vehicles, about 45. But 29 of those we were able to have all their details. Vehicles that we don't have the exact details, we did not include them. Our bank accounts were frozen. There's money in it, there's no money in it, it belongs to the party, and they have to release such accounts. And this is something we cannot just let lying. They forcefully evicted us from our former bureau, whereas we still have some items, very important items in that bureau, whether they still exist or not. They did not allow us to collect what belongs to the party. So this is key that the party is pushing, and will do whatever it takes to take it back, because they said they would investigate through the Ghana Commission. The report came out, they never made mention of it. The government white paper never made mention of it, and this belongs to the party. So we definitely want them back.
Finally, Dudu Jah, before we take a leave of you, what steps will the party take next?
To be quite honest, we're very peaceful, law-abiding, and we will follow due process. As we speak, we're engaging legal experts, that is lawyers, people who have a legal background to advise us what steps do we need to take next. And on the other hand, we're also raising funds. We all know fighting leader cases is very expensive. So we're embarking on fundraising to make sure that we'll have the financial muscle we need in order to push our case forward. But be rest assured, we're not going to leave it lying down.
Thank you very much, Dudu Jah, Deputy Spokesperson and Secretary of the APRC. Thank you for your time.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. That was Dudu Jah, Deputy Spokesperson and Secretary of the APRC. Ñom dañ doon andi leral fofu nonu ga ñu ngi supposed to am a press conference this afternoon to talk about the decision of the Court of Appeal on the Janneh Commission assets yo xamne government bi daf ko doon jaay. Gis dégg nañ ne mom lu wax fofu nonu mu ne they will take legal measures, they will do all they can to make sure ne they reclaim what actually belongs to the party. What belongs to the state belongs to the state, but what is theirs, and dañoo def everything possible to make sure ne gaay ñu am ko fofu non ko mo neka Dudu Jah dégg ngeen lu wax ngeen andi jàngat rek ci lu wax ak APRC ak Janneh Commission assets yi xam nga yi fi assets yi APRC yi mom ak Jammeh mom, it's not something new. We have been reporting and talking about it since Yagana since 2018 or 2019. Dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa yaga torop. So seen jàngat ci loolu briefly, because this morning, viewers, we have a guest here that will, a very important guest for that matter, that will talk about key issues that is happening. And next week, something is about to happen. I'm not going to reveal it, but it will happen next week, and we are going to talk about those things. In a short while, I will let you know who the guest is and the areas of discussion. But before then, mobile rek ngeen wax briefly rek on what is you hear from the APRC Deputy Spokesperson ak seen jàngat ci lool.
Waaw julde li affaire APRC la ak nguur bi la. It's like nit ñi dañu wara understand tamit ne despite the fact that he was a ruling president for 22 years, we should not expect him to be poor, and we should not expect his party to be poor as well. So the thing is, look, Janneh Commission bi waroon na def mooy investigate thoroughly through the matter. Lu nga xam ne APRC ñoo own the party itself, ñoo ko own dañ leen ko waroon a bàyyee. Lu nga xam ne Jammeh own it from his pocket dañ ko waroon a bàyyee, and what they think belongs to the government, to the society or to the people or to the government, ñu seize ko jaay ko. But they did not do that. They seized everything and start selling everything. So gis nga APRC, if they take a legal step towards them, dinañ leen win. Te dinañ daan bu métti te su boobaa dafa métti because they have already sold.
But that is why they went to the Court of Appeal.
Maybe they have sold half of it. Now, if they have sold half of those things, how do they expect to get it back? they cannot go and forcefully take it from the people they sold it. So dafa am things yu nga xam ne bala nga ko dee def da nga waroon a xalaat comme the repercussions bala nga ko dee def because yow nga ñëw rek commencé nangu because they were the ruling government, you were angry with them, they were the ruling government, nga ñëw rek nangu lépp lu gaay moom commencé di jaay ne commission dafa am ñu nga xam ne dañ jël seen complaints and stuff like that. So ñu bàyyee ko noonu daal.